fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, especially our speaker, Larry. Larry, I've heard many great speeches from you, but I think this was your best one. And I'm very impressed, not because this is just the club contest level. You also have a lot of time to make it better, down further in the line. It was powerful, it was very sincere, and the thought was really valuable. You had it composed basically of three stories, and they were three touching stories. The story of your son's birth, which illustrated thanks. The story of your grandfather, which I really was touched by that one, but about knowing yourself and accepting yourself. And the third one, about your mother in love, about take the time to say I love you. I liked everything about the speech. The kind of lengthy opening was really wonderful about how you had been thinking about who would I and what would I say that would be worth walking 1,000 miles, and then thinking more about it and changing it to something deeper. It just brought me right into the speech better than with a short intro and just going right into the stories. The stories, again, were all very touching, but especially that second one was not only touching, but it really was a surprise. I mean, the message from the story is not what people would normally say. Normally, people would just say, don't be selfish. But your message out of that was, know yourself. Know that you have the capability to be selfish. And then you did it to yourself, saying, I have the capability to be selfish. I thought that was really something. And then the last one, about your mother in love. Take the time, which was a success story. Take the time today to say, I love you, because you don't know when that person will be leaving. What would I say to improve? The redoer. Two minor places where it was hard to hear you. That was when the doctor was kind of whispering to you. You were talking in this way, and so I had trouble hearing it. So just be aware of that. Because you're whispering, maybe make it louder, but you can make it like a louder whisper. And the other thing is, when you said mother-in-law the first time, because we're used to hearing mother-in-law, I actually heard it as mother-in-law. But then when I heard you say, that's what I call my mother-in-law, then I realized it was mother-in-law. But just when you first time say just enunciate it very clearly, mother-in-love. The other thing I just think that could be improved is on point number 2, which was a fantastic point. That's not a point that people are familiar with. And I think that one could be developed more. For instance, you could say, like, here's something I would say, just related to that. My coworker did a great job on software evaluation. You know what my reaction was? Jealousy. That shouldn't surprise me, because I know that's the way I am, but I just don't stand with it. Instead, I sincerely compliment her. That was a really great evaluation. You really did a great job. Just expound more on it, because I think it's being that it's something unfamiliar to people, it just would be even more powerful with some extra expounding on that.